Today, Murli, Avyakt Murli, 13th of November 1969. BapDada's Hope. The title of Murli is BapDada's Hope. Sit in the remembrance of Baba. And listen with concentration what Baba is first asking us. So many questions he has asked in such a short Murli. And giving us a chance to introspect. The practice of being bodiless and then coming into a body is being made firm. Just as BapDada enters a body from being in the bodiless state, in the same way, all of you children have to be bodiless and then enter a body. You have to stabilize yourself in the avyakt stage and then come into the corporeal world. Are you increasing your practice of this day by day? So Baba is asking, are we increasing our practice of this avyakt stage day by day? Whom does BapDada come to meet when he comes? The souls. Somebody answered. Which souls? The souls of the whole world who are elevated. Those elevated souls have a meeting with BapDada. Do you have such intoxication that you are the elevated souls of the entire world? Side by side, we'll go inside and ask these questions. Only elevated souls attain the fortune of meeting the Almighty Authority. So, BapDada only sees the shining stars in the center of the forehead. What names are you stars called by? Firstly, you are the lucky stars. Like yesterday Baba said, you are the stars of hope. You are आप आशाओं के दीपक है. Yesterday Baba said. Today Baba is saying, firstly, you are the lucky stars. And you are also the stars of the eyes. What other stars are you? Have you forgotten being the stars of the task that you still remains for the children? Have you forgotten the task that takes effort? Remember your task. Baba is remembering for what we are here, what Baba is looking at us, what kind of stars he is looking. You are the stars of BapDada's hope. So look yourself as we are the stars of BapDada's hope. The task for which you are remembered still remains. Have you accomplished the task of which BapDada has hope in you? BapDada has the hope in each of you stars that you will give BapDada's introduction to many and make them worthy. This is BapDada's hope. That's like BapDada has given us his introduction and made us worthy. The same way Baba wants us, that you stars, my hope. Now you will give BapDada's introduction to many and make them worthy. Many will be created through one. Check to see if you have become like that. You have made many like that, and so a quantity is being prepared. Baba is saying you have made many like, and so a quantity is being prepared. You now have to create quality. Baba says, what is quality? It is easy to create quantity, but BapDada has the hope in the stars that you will now create quality. This task still remains. You have to create quality. You are creating quantity anyway. But even now, the service of preparing such quality souls still remains. Even one soul of quality will automatically bring a quantity of souls. Even a single one of quality can bring many. Quality can bring quantity. You now have to accomplish this task that still remains. Are you yourselves content with the quality of your service? The Baba is asking for bringing quality souls here. Are you yourself content with the quality of your service? You become happy seeing the quantity of service you do. But you have to become content in service, seeing the quality of your service. How will you bring about quality? The extent to which you have divine qualities, accordingly you will bring about souls with quality. The Baba is giving us the method also, answers also, that the extent to which we have divine qualities, accordingly we will be able to bring about souls with quality. Some children have to labor a lot in every aspect, in their efforts as well as their service. Some have to labor a lot and some less. Number one, Baba says. What is the reason for this? Baba is asking. What is the reason some has to labor a lot? Sometimes someone feels something to be difficult, and at other times the same person will find the same thing to be easy. Why this? You find it to be labor because of the lack of your dharana. For some tasks, people say that it is not in that one's fortune. Kismat mein hi nahi hai. Sometimes they say, here, no one will say that. Due to which particular weakness do you feel it to be labor? Baba has so many questions, but he is guiding us side by side. You have to follow Srimad. But even then, why are you not able to follow it? When Baba says you have Srimad with you, Baba is guiding you. He's there with you all the time. Why are you not able to follow it? The reason why you found it hard, Baba says, the reason why you find it hard whether in your effort or in service, is that although you have all the aspects in your intellect, you do not go into the subtle aspect. This is the reason Baba is saying. Those who have a subtle intellect do not find it hard work. Mahin Buddhi, Baba says, those who have a subtle intellect do not find it hard work. However, those who have a gross intellect feel it to be a lot of hard work. Muti buddhi, मेहनत. तो जहां महीन बुद्धि है वहां मेहनत नहीं, जहां मोटी बुद्धि है वहां मेहनत है. बाबा says you need a subtle intellect in order to follow Srimad. So we require subtle intellect to follow Baba's Srimad. You have to practice going into the subtlety. Baba says you have to practice going into the subtlety. In other words, it can also be said that you have to do what you have heard. That is, you have to go into the subtle aspect. गहराई में जाना है, महीनता में जाना है. Just as it is only when yogurt is beaten and made smooth that butter can be then be made from it. Baba is giving example, just as it is only when yogurt is beaten and made smooth that butter can then be made from it. So too, this is an aspect of going into the depth. Due to the lack of going into the subtle depth, Mahinta, you find it to be hard work, mehnat. So instead of going into the subtle depth of something, you see it in its gross form. So Baba says, at the time of service, develop a subtle intellect and go into the subtle aspect of knowledge and relate that to others and take them into the depth. First, you go yourself into the depth of knowledge. Then other people would be able to go and understand the depth of the knowledge. Then they would be able to relate. Like we see, we have live example in front of us, dadis. When we listen them, sometimes we are not able to introspect or catch because they have worked so hard. They have practiced so hard going into depth. Whenever we listen, we say, oh, this is the thing. We were not able to catch that. Why? That's why Baba says, now you are having butter. You are so lucky that you are having their palna. Then neither will they have to labor, nor will you have to labor so much. This subtle aspect is lacking. Baba says, you are lacking here. You now have to make this effort. How do you develop physical strength? When you make the food you eat very refined, it turns into strength. Baba is giving another example of having food. When you develop physical strength, when you make your food, when you eat it and you refine it, basically you chew it properly, and you eat it with mindfulness, then only you get strength. When is created from the refined food? What is created from the refined food? Blood. Then what you get? Blood. You have strength when it is turned into blood. So now, do not just see the external, superficial form, but try to go into the depth. as you go into the depth of every aspect, you will be able to see the jewels. And you will know the value of everything. The more you know the value of knowledge and service, the more valuable a jewels you will become. Since you do not give so much value to the jewels of knowledge, you are not able to become so valuable either. So Baba says, because you are not giving much value to the jewels of knowledge, so you will not be able to become valuable either. Because imbibing those knowledge, then only you be able to imbibe gun, dharna. Then try to recognize the value of each jewel. You are the valuable jewels of BapDada. Take this saman, that we are the valuable jewels of BapDada. Are you not? What is done with valuable jewels? They have to be kept hidden away in the locker. Where are they kept? In the lockers. They are kept in the hidden places. BapDada keeps his valuable jewels hidden away. You have to understand that he keeps them hidden from Maya. So, keeping in the locker doesn't mean that we just hide it somewhere. It means that we need to hide it from Maya. कि इसका परछाया ना पड़े. माँ बाप भी कैसे छुपा के रखते हैं ना अपने बच्चों को. Why? कि किसी की भी बुरी नजर ना लगे. परछाया नहीं पड़े तो बाबा यहाँ उसको माया बोलता है. Where does he keep them in order to hide them from Maya? The more valuable a jewel someone is, the closer he will sit on the heart throne of BapDada. So we are sitting on the heart throne of BapDada. See yourself, that I, the soul, sitting on the heart throne of BapDada. It is when you become seated on the heart throne that you claim the throne of the kingdom. Keep visualizing. So which is the throne of the confluence age? Do you have a throne, or are you a beggar? What throne have you received at the confluence age? The throne of BapDada's heart. This throne is more elevated than the thrones of the whole world. No matter how big a throne you receive at the golden stage, no matter how big a throne you receive at the golden age, what is that compared to this throne? Maya will not be able to do anything when you are seated on this throne. Baba says, no matter how big you are going to receive a throne in the golden age, today what throne we have, where we are seated, no comparison at all. Maya will not be able to do anything when you are seated on this throne. You will not have to climb onto and get off this throne. By remaining seated on this throne, you will be liberated from all the bondages of Maya. So, when we are seated on this throne, we are liberated from all the bondages of Maya. Acha. Om Shanti. be seated on the heart throne of Baba. We are so lucky. And also introspect on all the questions Baba has asked and also given us yuktis, methods, his vardhan. Go deep inside and come with beautiful churning. Baba says Makhan. Om Shanti. So today we have plenty of time with us. Come with the takeaways. Om Shanti. Rakiben, can you please take over the charge? I have written a message to you.
Sure. We can unmute ourselves and share the points of the Murli today.
Om Shakti. Baba wants us to go into the finest aspects of Murli and the knowledge and not look at the gross aspects. This alone helps us to understand the jewels hidden in this knowledge so that it becomes part of our dharana. Only then we become qualitative souls and then attract other qualitative souls. Thank you, Baba. Om Shakti.
Om Shanti.
Little children.
Om Shanti.
Yes, little children.
Yeah. I was just thinking, right down till now, such heavy knowledge I had gathered reading the Upanishads, reading the Gita, reading Bhagavad. And I took that knowledge as it is. I could never go the subtle aspect because what was the philosophy behind it? What is it? Who's got nothing? But Baba, Shiv Baba, made the knowledge so easy, so simple, and brought it down to such three things. But that itself, we have to go through the still deeper aspect. We are just saying, I'm a soul, Shiv Baba is a soul, Brahma is a soul. It's just knowledge, but how do I go to the deeper aspect of it? So going to the subtle aspect is something, an exercise for which Baba told us in the beginning, bodiless. Bodiless. So if I have to come out from all the junk of knowledge, which is there deep down, and just go deep to the subtle world or to BapDada to find out what is just the little aspect which my intellect must take. So this is a deep exercise for which Baba also says, you should have within you the dharana of imbibing. So yes, I am on this journey from the day I took the knowledge, and from the day every day he gives us something new, whether it is sakar or avya, and it's just beautiful going to the subtle. So for that, Baba has given us so many qualities in so many of his murlis. He says, be an observer, forget the past, create a sanctuary within your mind. There are many things that he said. I think it's so much each one of us, if you could turn at least one gross aspect, how we turn it into subtle aspect. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, sister, and thank you, Baba, and thank you, Divine Family. And I am really happy to churn this Murli. And really, Baba said that we have to go deeper and deeper as we are a shining star. We are star, and we are uh, in a heart throne of Baba, BapDada. And we congratulate all of you that we are the star and we are elevated thought. And the quality, Baba said in this, I like that the quality we have to give the quality in a service. This is the task that we remain, we do quality, and the one quality brings the quantity. So that I like really very much. And quality in service, this is very much I like. And definitely we are the shining stars. Thank Baba. And going in deeper, as like we eat a food and it's converted into the energy, like that every information we are getting, this is not the information, this is a makhan we are getting. And we are the stars, we make out the makhans from every information, every srimat we are getting from Bab Dada. Om Shanti. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, brother. Yes, Yogita Ben.
Om Shanti. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. It was very well said by Girija Ben that the Upanishad and all the scriptures that we learn, we never get into deep. The reason behind that, I was just thinking on this, that whoever taught us or whoever read that to us in the past before we came to Gyan, it is because they do not wanted us to become like them. They just wanted us to follow or to be their disciples, not to become like them. But this is the difference of learning from the human soul, or this is a difference in learning from human soul and learning from supreme soul. Baba wants us to become something. That is why he wants us to go into deep and deep into the knowledge. One more thing, I was just thinking that it is directly said by Baba, but also if you just read or just go through any of the classes of any of seniors, whether it be Dadi, any Dadis, I mean all Dadis, Jagdish Bhaiji, Ramesh Bhaiji, any of the seniors, everyone always and always tells to churn the knowledge on your own. Because if you just see a little deeper, we already have a lot of butter ready with us, which has been churned by these people. But if just one point we churn on our own and go in deeper of that, then it becomes our own property. So everyone is always focusing on churning on your own. That is why it is very important for us to churn, and to do that we also need to get into the dharana, because like Baba said today, there is a lack of dharana sometimes, which makes you feel service difficult or even churning is difficult. So yes, it is a very nice short Murli, but very nice and deep Murli. That dharana and churning is most important part if you want to become what Baba wants you to become. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Just adding on to what you said, Yogita Ben, yesterday's Murli spoke about how to become, who is victorious soul, and there Baba mentioned this point that a victorious soul's one quality is, it is I think day before yesterday's Murli, that the person would have whoever he is influencing or giving their knowledge, he would want the other person to move ahead of him And that's the point that you brought in, and that's what Baba wants, that the knowledge that you're taking, churn knowledge in a way that you're moving, you're becoming equal to Father, or moving ahead. Thanks for bringing that point ahead. Om Shanti. Yes, Tejaswini sister.
Om Shanti. Today, Baba was talking about quality, and to bring in quality, Baba was saying that we have to imbibe divine virtues. And imbibing divine virtues, we have to be good at dharana. So, in my experience, what for the past 1 week, what I've been doing is first I came to the consciousness of saying I'm a peaceful soul. Then what I did was I started connecting myself from outside to in and connecting to Baba and visualizing a white energy flowing on me, peaceful energy. And then since this being this was a festival week, I started moving out to temples and started giving this sakash. And I can tell you that now when I think of peaceful, I can feel that little bit of peacefulness in me. So why I'm sharing is that this is one method which I use to make dharana, and I would request all divine souls and divine family to share their way of dharana, so it will help. We can help each other that way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sister. Yes, Harpreet Ben.
Om Shanti, sister, and thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. This Murli, actually, for me, when it says go so deep, it's very important that we really truly discover our own being by going deep, meaning even after the churning that happens with the Divine Family. Just like when you're in a classroom and teacher is teaching and so many students are discussing, asking questions, you learn a lot. But finally, after you go back from the school, you have to really, really go deep. And my personal experience in reaching the subtle world is so intense that when you have that deep desire for knowledge, they say na कि आप एक कदम लेते हैं तो 10 कदम Baba walks towards you. So the fact is, when you have even the slightest of doubts or clarity, and you go into a deep trance meditation, you actually experience the subtle world and you actually experience the correct answer. And I've experienced this many times. And I remember even when I was a kid, I was blessed with a Lokik father who taught me also the right direction in this regard. Even in my academics, he would always say, read from the original source. The teachers are excellent, they mean well, but each one interprets in their own way. You have to read from the source itself. And that's what, when the other sister mentioned Upanishads and all, I actually started collecting all these books at home. Then I started reading the translations from everyone. And actually, the more I read, the more the depth came in and the more the essence of everything being the same, the one, became so clear to me. And I feel even today, like when I'm listening to the Murli and I'm holding the translation in my hand, I underline the questions which I feel I'm going to go deep into this and I'm going to go into the subtle world. So my own journey, I just wanted to share that subtle world when I'm going means for an hour or two, I'm like in a real deep trance only on that 1 or 2 questions. And you actually experience Baba coming right in front of you and giving you all the advice, all the instructions, all the guidance. And each one of us can do it. It's and this beautiful Murli is saying BapDada's hopes, like because we are the stars of his hopes. So let's all go deep and experience the real meaning of every little word that is said in these beautiful Murlis. Om Shanti.
So, Om Shanti sister. So today Baba is speaking about the gross intellect and subtle intellect. Actually subtle intellect is dil or a subconscious mind.
Can you repeat the question, sister?
Baba is today speaking about gross intellect and subtle intellect. So, and subtle intellect is the same as our subconscious mind, or Baba is speaking of dil, na? Dil, deeper. So subconscious mind and subtle intellect are different, or
No, they are different. Subconscious mind is different from the intellect. But first of all, mind and intellect, they are two different faculties of the
yes,
soul. So
yes,
subconscious mind is different. And but yes, subtle intellect helps us to go near to the subconscious mind. And because all the sanskar, whether it is the sanskar of gyan or the sanskar of our past births, or the previous sanskars before we came into gyan, they all are actually rooted to the subconscious mind. And that is why the time, because yesterday, a few days back, we were just talking in my with the family members, that if we only follow the routine that Baba has set for children, if we only follow that thing and doing nothing extra, we can really do a very well Purushat, or we can do our efforts in a very easy way, because the things that Baba has set is really very scientific. The time you get up in the morning, that is the actual time to touch your subconscious mind. So when we get up in this time and we sit into the silence, we sit into meditation, we actually can touch the subconscious mind, we actually can get inside, and we can bring out all the negative sanskars right from there. And that is and if we do it regularly without miss, so you know the science behind 21 days and 90 days, all that, so that will help us. And that is the reason Baba has said this is very, I mean, the routine is very important. So subconscious mind is a little different from the subtle intellect, but they can help each other. In fact, the intellect can help to get to the subconscious, so we can bring about change right from there in our personality overall. Thank you.
thank you, sister.
Om Shanti Rakhi Ben. Just a little I want to add. Somebody just wanted to know how do we practice.
Yeah.
For me, it is something very different. I still remember day one. I never wanted the knowledge because I belonged to a family where Upanishads, everything, Gayatri, everything was there. So I found totality, even though I was searching for truth, that is who is God, I found everything complete in what I went. I never went. But that journey I don't want to share now. But the day when Shiv Baba touched me, believe me, it is not an exaggeration. He just told me one thing. Water is flowing from a pipe and your pot is already full. How can you expect me to come and fill the pot? So if you want to understand me, just for some moments, shift the water to something, take my knowledge. If you like it, keep it. If not, you can remove and take back your knowledge. I don't know, it was a very funny exercise. I said, oh, only that. I had so much ahankar in me. I said, anyhow, you won't fit in. And believe me, after that, I have never shifted the pot. I don't know why. Was that gong hidden by him? I don't know. Not that I don't respect the scriptures. I respect it for what it is. I know it has authenticity, it's necessary in all these days to keep. But still, after I filled my intellect, it trickled down. I've said I must go deeper into it. And how I go deeper? I first take that knowledge, I understand it, and then knowledge is there, understanding is there. Then am I ready to accept I'm a soul, I'm a soul, I'm a soul? As Brahma Baba used to go on writing, I'm a soul, I'm a soul. I accepted it. And then that fourth thing which made me really go to the subtle aspect was realization. In every aspect of knowledge, this is what I have tried. This is what imbibing it in me. And then beautifully Baba will reveal, from where we don't know. I'm not Vyasa or Valmiki or Paramahamsa or anything and all. But somewhere Baba comes and opens that intellect and say this. I said, what? Only so much? Is this the knowledge? And then it makes me happy. Just, I don't know, I may sound a little naive or something, but this is my journey, which is, I've always tried to keep up. Om Shanti.
Thanks for sharing that, sister. Yes. Pratibha Ben, Renu Ben, Om Bhai.
Uh,
Yes,
can I
Preeti
speak?
Ben.
Yeah, just if anyone is saying it's okay. Otherwise, I just wanted to add one point
Sure,
to
go ahead.
Girija Ben. The point she mentioned, the last point she mentioned, realization. Sometimes I really feel that I don't know about. I mean, I'm not talking for everyone. I'm just speaking for myself. Sometimes I really, really feel that I do not have the actual realization that it is really the God who to whom people are still searching, and I sometimes feel that I really found him, or I get him in a very easy way. And you know, when we get things very easily, we really do not have much value for that. Today also Baba says that you should have value. So sometimes I feel that the realization is the very important thing, because realization is equal to transformation. When I realized really in deeply that yes, it is the God. That is why I'm saying it's the God to whom still everyone is finding, and he came and he found me and he make me his children, his child. And if I really have this realization, I don't think there is any chance for me to make efforts, or I mean to feel difficult in making efforts. But yes, realization is the very basic point. And what sister shared, that whatever she have that experience in 2 or 3 hours meditation. I think when we see to the dadis, uh, all the dadis, they actually are in that realization for 24/7. When we sit into the meditation for a few hours, we get that realization for few minutes or maybe a few seconds sometimes. But dadijis are always in that remembrance, in that realization point, in that stage for 24/7. So that is what I think the realization, and that is when we really get that realization. I think it is going to be very easy for us to make efforts without, I mean, effortless efforts. So I think realization is a very good point she brought about. Thank you. Now I'm stopping here.
Yes, Om Bhai.
Shanti, sister, for a beautiful Murli. Actually, this today's Murli is connected with the previous Murlis. If we see for the just before day before yesterday, it was become victorious. Baba has given us the methods to become victorious, to become a bead of the rosary, and then Baba Dada told us about the methods to know the future, be your own astrologer. And today, BapDada now equipping ourselves with the all the powers and the Trikaldarshi stage. Now Baba reveals his hopes, उनकी आशाएं बच्चों के प्रति, to our children, to us children. So in that, I think the most the thing important part which touched me is that just look from the BapDada's eyes, that the 3 stars Baba said, that the first star is we are the lucky stars. We are very lucky that, as somebody also just brought this out, that we have the fortune of meeting the Almighty Authority. And here we are on the top of the world. We are the lucky stars. And second is a star, that is a star of the eyes. Star of the eyes means we are नैनो का नूर, उनका नैनो का तारा है, नैन तारा, बाप दादा का. And the next is stars of the task that still remains for the children. So Bap Dada here gives the responsibility to us children, that there is a lot of task which is remaining. We should not forget the task, that the efforts which we have to make. Remember your task. And next to the stars of the Bap Dada's hopes. So the task which is remaining has been brought out in this Murli, whether it is with respect to the divine qualities which bring the quality, the quality which Baba is talking about, is spoken about. It will come from when we are the embodiment of divine qualities. And second is when we are not into too much of labor, but we find it to be in our day-to-day relations, day-to-day tasks, we find it laborious. That means we are somewhere lacking in the dharana. We are somewhere, having that weakness of we are not able to understand the Srimad, follow the Srimad. The reason BapDada says that we have not gone into we have not dived deep. We are not diving deep. We're just we are getting afraid of diving deep. If we dive deep, therein lies the jewels, and these jewels will make the intellect very clear what is valuable and what is not valuable. What is actually value of everything will get clear in that depth, the ocean bed, the bed of the ocean, where in the extreme depths. So these are things, these are just examples. There are some 18, 20 of the points which Baba is saying this task is remaining in the practical life. That's what I have found it quite touching. Om Shanti.
Yeah, and therefore he says the quality will always be secured. So, focus on the quality souls, and the quantity will come by itself.
Yeah, that point is very good, because if we see the seed stage is like this only, that a seed will, if it is nourished properly, if it is nurtured properly, it gets the right kind of environment, right kind of the fertilizer, if it gets, I mean the food, the refined fertilizer if it gets, and the sun of knowledge is always there, then the seed will manifest into a tree which will be giving so many other seeds also, fruits and seeds. So the seed is that what Baba is hinting at, the quality. Be the seed, go into the core. And again, the core is nothing but the ocean bed, where you going to the depths, where in the core you will find the ocean lying within that, and all the jewels. And that's what Baba is hinting, that you are a diamond, and that you are so valuable. So that's why I am keeping you hidden from the outside world. Again, this indicates that Baba wants you to be hidden from the physical world. Go into the metaphysical. Go into the subtle aspects which are beyond matter. Don't get entangled in the matter. Go beyond. That's what I think. Baba, it's a very deep Murli, and the statement itself, do you have a throne or are you a beggar? So are we a beggar in every relationship? Are we a beggar whenever we come into contact with anyone? Are we looking at receiving something from that one, that object or the person? Or are we trying to give to that object or that person some positive energy? Because we are sitting on the throne, we are the givers, we are the kings. BapDada's throne is even most elevated than any other throne in the world. So I think these are very subtle aspects we should church this Murli. Beautiful Murli. Om Shanti.
Let's take this as an homework, what's that makes I the soul as a quality soul, and where I need to work on my gaps. Let's take this in homework. And before we move on to the meditation, there is an announcement about this Sunday session. So each Sunday, after the first Sunday of the month, we'll have manthan sessions. This Sunday, we have Sister Shivani Tikchandani, who also conducts Murli on our group, who will be taking Murli manthans of the Murlis that we have read from Monday till Saturday. So we recommend if we can study and revisit all of these Murlis before we come on Sunday class. That's a recommendation if it works for all of you. Sonia Ben, over to you to take the meditation.
Om Shanti. Rakiben, play a sound. We'll simply sit in silence and introspect on the questions.
Okay.
We had beautiful churning today. We like to sit in silence. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sonia Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Om Shanti.